Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Focus on Gaming podcast, episode number 55. I am Martin. I am joined by Tom and Duncan. How are you both?
Hello. Good. Yeah.
All good. Yes,
Right.
very good. We're a day late today. I did announce it on Facebook.
Yes.
So I apologise for the day lateness, but sometimes real life gets in the way.
Yes, that's true.
Yourself, Duncan, wouldn't it? You could have done a Duncan only episode.
Duncan only episode. I mean, all
Could
the
have done a
fans
Duncan rant.
yeah, all the fans have been just constantly contacting me. Yeah, when are you next going to do an episode by yourself, Duncan?
I keep deleting those messages.
I think, what was it, episode 4? Was it that I just did 6 minutes of talking?
Yeah. That's what we should have. We should have Duncan's rant, and then you do like a 6-minute rant about something in gaming.
Duncan's rant of the week. I'm a 46-year-old dad. I have plenty to rant about. So yeah, I mean, it could be a daily thing, and I still wouldn't have enough time. But no. I'll never stop. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a difficulty, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's lots to rant about. That's the problem.
And I'd just drift off gaming as well. It would just be, the other half, the kids, mortgages,
British government.
Yeah, God, idiots who riot. Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, back to gaming.
We digress.
There has been a fair bit of news this week. There was finally, although it's free, Fallout London came out. I don't know whether that would affect either of you two because it's gaming on the PC. But it's a free mod, but it's so big and it's a total conversion. It converts Fallout 4 into London.
Looks really good.
It does. I haven't actually started playing it yet because I'm trying to get it to work on the Steam Deck. And it's had a bit of a rocky start because it is a freebie done by volunteers. And so I haven't actually played it yet. My stepson apparently has played it. And he said, I had to save it quite a lot because it crashed constantly. Right. But it's a freebie. So it's a freebie that's cost thousands of hours and people's time to do. And apparently, though, it is very good.
I'm looking forward to playing it. Yeah. Never really bothered with Fallout, but this one interests me.
It's not going to. They're not planning on doing it on the console versions because it's something like 30 gigabytes, and I don't think Bethesda, like Creative Club or whatever it's called, allows. Creation Club, that's the one, allows such big mods on it. So, plus the reason why it's a hassle to install is you have to downgrade it to the version before the recent upgrade. And if you got the GOG version, that hasn't got the upgrade on it, and they've released it through GOG. So it's a hassle to install if you haven't got the GOG version. It's crashes a lot, so I'm quite happy to just sit and wait for, although it's still volunteers trying to fix it until they've fixed it a little bit more. Apparently there are some big issues, but yeah, very excited. That's come out finally. And if you want to tinker with your version of Fallout 4, because apparently it also does completely disable your version of Fallout 4, so you can't play Fallout 4 and Fallout London because it overwrites it. There are ways of doing it, but then that means tinkering even more. So, yeah. But, yeah. I think it's fallout4london.com, I think. If
that's me. Poor Duncan's going to be editing loads of things in my house soon.
Oh, no, your laptop would just cry if I tried to put Fallout 4 on it.
My laptop's crying just recording the podcast.
Oh, I still remember listening back to that and going, oh, God, what have we done?
Yeah.
That was
Duncan, for context for everyone listening, so Duncan decided to have a night out. I mean, what's going on. And so my laptop was the thing that was running the podcast. And we had quite an important interview that day, if I remember rightly. So when we played back the recording of it, it was, like it was on a stretched cassette tape.
It was what it was. It was recording twice. So it was recording through your microphone, and it was recording through video that we record on. So you had the twice. So it sounded like you were sort of harmonizing with yourself. And we had a similar thing a couple of episodes back, where after I'd done the 24-hour thing, I'd messed with obs, and so the audio was messed up. And we also had it when I came around to yours and recorded, where it crashed a lot. So I'm afraid Fallout London is probably beyond your technical ability unless you get a better PC.
Yeah, not going to happen. So,
but actually, well, no, technically you can do it on you because you have a Steam Deck in your house, so your son could play it. The 18 rated game, but I don't know actually what Fallout London is rated, but I guess they just use the same rating as Fallout 4, which is an 18.
I can only imagine his response.
but then my stepson, his dad allows him to play, and to be honest, Fallout isn't that bad. I think it's mostly because you can blow people's arms off and whatnot. I don't. Yeah, is it just gore? Is there much swearing? I don't know. Martin, you probably know a bit more than that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I can't remember there being anything that particularly bad.
No, it's just literally you can aim at people's arms, can't you? Oh,
yeah, through the whatever it's called.
Yeah, so that system, the Volt assisted targeting system. I want to say, I think something like that. But anyway, so that's out. And the news is I haven't played it, but so did any of you buy any more Xbox 360 games on an Xbox 360 over the weekend? Last weekend.
Wow, I don't own a 360. So
no. Have you ever owned a 360?
Yeah, I've owned a 360. I think most people probably. It was I think it sold more than the PS3, didn't it? It's the only time where they.
I think it might have in the end. I think the PS3 did sell more, but yeah, generally it was. I think outside of Japan, if you take away Japan, which was like 95% PS3 and very little 360 sold. I mean the 360 was a lot more popular. So I think overall, I think the PS3 did end up overtaking it. I'm not sure. But no, it definitely did beat the PS3 in terms of quality and amount of games, I think. It's just that everyone.
The PS3 sold 77 million, and the Xbox 360 sold 76 million.
Oh, there you go. So about the same.
Very good.
It's. I think people just took a while. Developers just took a while to get used to developing on the PS3. That was all it was. Once they did, people liked it. It was all right. It was also the Blu-ray player, wasn't it? You had Xbox 360 had the HD DVD player, which failed miserably. But that was an add-on, whereas the PS3 had a Blu-ray player out the box. Similar to the DVD. Why DVDs run one over? What was the other
PS2
format? No, what was the other format that was fighting DVD? Oh, there wasn't there? There was something. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, but each time Sony have wanted their format to win, it has. I suppose we should mention why we said about the 360s, because you can't. The marketplace on 360s has now closed down, and you cannot buy games digitally on the 360.
You can still go to the Xbox store and buy 360 games. put them on your 360, or you can get them on the Series S or Series X and then
But
put them on your 360.
only the ones now that are backwards compatible are available. So if you wanted to, people have done lists all over the internet, and yeah, there's quite a few games that you now cannot buy. So
Unless you buy a hard copy.
Yeah, unless you buy a hard copy. Yeah, so 360 still work. You can still buy 360 games, but you can't buy 360 games through a 360.
Yeah.
360.
But the games are so cheap in CEX now. You pick them up for 99p. So.
I'm just having a look at it after the store closes. I'm just going to have a look. See. Hang on. This is only 47 games. Okay. Oh god, it's not looking great in terms of being amazing games. Fruit Ninja Connect, Connect Fun Labs, Connect Sport Gems, Mini Ninja Adventures, Rainbow Islands, Puzzle Bobble Live, South Park Let's Go Tower Defense Play.
What a name.
Yeah, so to be honest, looking at that list, it's definitely a lot of Xbox Live Arcade rubbish. There's a couple of okay games there, but nothing that anybody's particularly going to miss. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Special Editions? Ooh. I think it's
still have it, an Xbox 360 Connect in my loft, which I love the
Connect. I loved the Connect. I thought the original one was okay, but the Connect 2.0, I mean, that was brilliant. It controlled well. Some of the games were fun. Were there games that you're going to play every day? No. But if it had better support and a better launch thing, it could have been another Wii.
Yeah, I'm only going to break it out for the Disney game, which is you basically follow Mickey Mouse around because my little 16-month-old is obsessed with Mickey Mouse. So why not?
What's that, Disneyland Adventures?
Yeah.
Because that's on Game Pass and you can still play it. It's it's good fun. You literally
I want Mickey Mouse to be able to wave to her and talk to her, so she's going to be over the moon. So yeah.
Oh, it's great for the little ones that I have around. They've played it a few times. They are at the age where they get a bit bored of it quite quickly because it is just follow this golden line to this person, follow this gold line. Then when you have a mini game, it's basically just they're like runners where you have to just steer a bit, kind of thing, and occasionally jump or go up and down or whatever. They're not particularly exciting.
I've got the HD DVD drive, and I've got probably about 40 HD DVD discs. But if I'm honest, I've never bothered because I can't be bothered.
So you were the person that bought them.
Well, people started selling them at boot sales, and then CEX picked them up, and you could pick them up for like 10 pence. I thought, well, I like formats that have failed, mini disc, laser disc, whatever. If you class them as a Betamax, I've never collected that. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to collect these because one day they'll be worth some money. So I've got some sticking up in the loft somewhere.
You never know. I mean, there were some good movies released on it, but I think they were dropped by the studios pretty quickly. The HD DVDs. Yeah.
You know why, don't you? It's because
of the man. The man was bringing them down. I have no idea.
No, the porn industry signed up to Blu-ray. That's what killed HD DVD.
Yes. Porn industry do control a lot of the media. That's not sarcasm if anyone thinks that is. If the porn industry follow it, you're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
No one buys porn DVDs, do they, anymore?
Well, the thing is, though, if you think about sort of 70, hang on the screen that side. No, you have to point the other way.
Where are you?
To your that way.
I don't have that.
That's it. Yeah, that way. That's the one. If you think about sort of all people who don't have, they don't have the know-how to stream to their TV. They're home alone. The wife died 10 years ago, or the wife left him, and he's sitting at home on his own. Yeah, he doesn't know how to get porn up on his 55-inch TV, so just buy a DVD.
Quick lesson in this, guys: buy yourself a VR and go on VR porn, whatever it is, and you fill your boots, and no one will know about it.
Oh, don't fill your boots. What if you accidentally put your foot in it? Oh.
Not my bad.
I
wind a friend up of mine because he has a Quest VR, and I always say to him every time I go around, I'm going to type in that web address on the browser and leave it on, so anyone that tries out his VR is going to find it.
Just randomly weird fetishes.
Yeah.
Furriesinsyrup.com. I don't know if that's a real one. Don't go searching for that.
I'm going to go searching for that now.
I will not be held responsible for anybody's, dodgy history. But
it exists. Oh my god!
Furries in. Oh, do you need 5 minutes? Do you, Tom?
not in syrup, but ironically, it does exist. Oh my god!
Furries,
right?
Furriesinsyrup.com.
I'm just not going to comment on what I've just seen. Moving on.
Yeah. Right, and then obviously you two would be more interested in this. The PSVR 2 is finally cheaper than the actual console.
Is it £350 now?
Something like that, yeah. And I read somewhere that somebody said that the sales had gone up 2,000%, apparently. And it's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Of course it has. Plus the fact that, this month you will be able to use it with PC. So you'll be able to play Half-Life Alyx on your PSVR 2 via your PC. But you have to buy the PC
Alien
adapter.
Comes out. Yeah, Alien comes out soon as well on it.
Oh, okay. Is that a full game or more of an experience-y kind of game?
No, it's a full game. It's a bit like Aliens, the second movie. So you got the little detector, and it's a full-on game. So it's coming out on the Quest as well. I'm sure it will look more like something off Nickelodeon, but even though I'm really looking forward to it, I think it's going to be a great game. It's one of those ones you go, am I willing to spend 30 quid on this game? Probably not. So we'll see. So,
yeah, I mean, a lot of these games are more experiences than full-on games. I have no interest in. I've heard about the Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars one. I'd love to play that, but it just seems like it's more of a. Oh, look, this is a Star Wars thing. You can swish a lightsaber around and have a story and then end.
It's very good, I have to say. When you come out,
I've heard it's good, but is it a game?
Yes and no. There's aspects to it. You get to fight Darth Vader, I think, if it's the one I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth it. So you're more than welcome to play it when you
there
come
was a
out
Darth
to play
Vader game, wasn't there?
There was.
Was that PSVR or was that Meta?
That was Quest and VR and PlayStation VR 1. But yeah, both are very, very good. There was a section on the Darth Vader game where you have to climb up the outside of a building and you're on that lava planet, where Darth Vader burns to death.
I have the high ground! Not if you fall off.
That's it. Well, that one's a little... If you're not good with heights, that is a level where you'll go... Bleh. So, but after that, great game.
So, well, that's the news. I think the biggest news of the week. So we did promise last episode, didn't we, that we were going to do Simpsons games. Yay! And funnily enough, actually, from episode 53, Mr. Did somebody say retro? He's finished his Wide Boy console, and the videos released is actually him playing on the Simpsons arcade game on his 4-player Wide Boy thing. So pretty cool.
Saw that today.
So Simpsons games. I mean, we've all played Simpsons games, haven't we? There's been quite a few. What's been the standout one for you, Martin?
Probably the best one would probably be Hit and Run. It's the one that I probably enjoyed the most. The first one, I'm trying to think of the first one I played. I played like trying to remember what it was called. It was like a game on the PC where you could just go around Springfield.
That was that virtual Springfield.
May have been. I mean, it sounds like it would be called virtual Springfield, didn't it? But yeah, you just went round the actual. That was quite. See, there wasn't really anything you could do on the game, but it was quite a fun. Because if you really like the Simpsons, it's quite fun walking into Moe's Tavern and seeing Moe.
Yeah, it like I said with the VR stuff, it was more of an experience, wasn't it, than an actual game. There was no challenge to it. It was just you could go to Moe's Tavern or the school or their house.
You go to the Flanders house and see their little kids, and they would be like singing a song or something. But yeah, which if you were a fan of the Simpsons, it was quite a good experience. But yeah, Hit and Run would be the best game. There's been a lot of bad games as well, but I'm sure we'll come on to that. What about
Hit and Run? I'm with you there. I mean, that's the one for me that 100% is the best Simpsons game by far. And it should have a sequel. So for those that don't know, it was a GTA style game, wasn't it? And it had it. What was it? The first game that 3D mapped out Springfield? I think it wasn't it? Because there was no. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, it was 3D. It was GTA, but with Simpsons, and it worked well. It had good driving. It had good missions. It had good graphics, which somebody has updated and made a version that is in Unreal 4 or Unreal 5 or something like that, and they've made it modern graphics. But yeah, it works really well, and it had full voice acting and brilliant game. But I've actually done one of Duncan's little quizzes, if you want, because it's actually got a question about that game. Martin, do you think you'll be able to do it? You look a little tired.
I'll give it a go. See what I can do.
Well, okay. Well, the first question then, it isn't actually about a video game. To be actually make video game questions, they were either really easy or really hard. So I did one that wasn't about video games. Which of these Star Trek actors did not voice a cameo in The Simpsons? William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, or Nichelle Nichols?
I know Leonard Nimoy did because he was Spock, isn't he?
And he did.
He was the monorail.
He did the monorail. Monorail. So, what did you say, Tom?
I think it was William Shatner.
William Shatner. What are you going to go for, Martin?
I'll go William Shatner as well. I can't remember William Shatner.
You're both correct then. Yes, he actually refused. Yes, apparently. Yeah. They wanted him to go on the monorail episode, and apparently he turned them down multiple times. So, yeah, there you go. Here we go. You should remember this. What infamous video game is in an episode? Lee Cavallo's What Challenge?
It's putting.
Putting!
No idea.
Do you remember that it's, was it Bart Gets Bought It by... Was it by Homer or something?
No, Marge buys it for him, and he
Marge?
wants a different game.
Yeah.
He wants that like fighting game that Marge gets in the wrong game, and
he keeps hitting it too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he does it on purpose, doesn't he? Because they're like,
you are in the car park.
You have chosen driver. I recommend
putter. Driver.
Sounds like one of my favourite golf games.
Yeah, that was a funny episode. So number 3. Here we go. It's about Hit and Run. What year did Simpsons Hit and Run come out? This will make everybody feel old.
96.
2004.
It was PS2. You are 1 year out, Martin. It was 2003. Well done. You're 21 flipping years old. 21. My God. That's just crazy. It doesn't seem like it's 21 years ago. But even then I was 25 years old. What was Lisa's main weapon in the Simpsons arcade?
I've never played Simpsons arcades. I could guess saxophone.
Do you know, I did this on my wife, this quiz, and she guessed saxophone. That is not correct.
I don't know. Marge was a Hoover. Bart was a skateboard. A skipping rope?
It was a skipping rope. Did you only get that because of my my little action there, or did you think
I thought you were tweaking your nipples,
Yeah, so yes, it was a skipping rope for some reason. Why they didn't give her a saxophone, I do not know.
Doesn't she skip in the intro?
I mean,
no, she plays saxophone, doesn't she?
She plays saxophone, yeah.
In the intro. Someone skips
it's
in the intro.
Yeah, it's the friends, it's the girls, doesn't they? Aren't they?
Twins.
Yeah, that's the ones. So number 5, last question. Which sport has The Simpsons not done in a video game from this list? Wrestling, skateboarding, bowling, golf, or karting?
Golf.
They've definitely done wrestling. They've definitely done they've definitely done skateboarding.
Wrestling, skateboarding, bowling, golf, karting. Yeah. Bowling.
I don't remember karting, but I'm going to say golf.
Remember karting? You're going to say golf? No. You don't remember karting?
I think it's either golf or bowling.
Ooh, okay,
they definitely did bowling.
I'll say bowling just because it's different.
Okay, they did do bowling. I think it was PC though, wasn't it? I think golf. It was a Simpsons game, but there was itchy and scratchy golf on the Game Boy. So karting is the only one they haven't done. So yeah, although they have obviously done Road Rage, which was basically Crazy Taxi but with Simpsons. So yeah, there you go. Well done. You both win absolutely nothing. Yeah, if anyone's listening, let us know your score on that.
So what was your first Simpsons memory and favourite game, Duncan?
Oh, definitely the arcade. In those dodgy, dirty arcades with the big cabinet with 4 players, just if nobody was on it, you'd put 10 pence and then always somebody else would come along and then one person would drop out and you'd wait there until everybody else is dying, and then you'd put another 10 pence in, and then another person would come up and put 10 pence in, and then another person would wait until everybody's dying. So you'd all sort of chop and change, but it still took quite a lot of coins to get to the end.
Such a great game.
But yeah, you'd have a group of about sort of 7 or 8 of you all standing around, take it in turns and put 10 pences in, because otherwise you'd be broke after about 5 minutes. It was a tough game. But
I remember going to I think it was the Odeon Cinema in Lakeside. It's no longer there now. And they had the arcade machine there for The Simpsons. And I was like, Dad, come on, Dad. And it was £1 a go at the time.
Oh!
I know.
What?
And they replaced that from Turtles, because it used to be Turtles. So, but that was my
basically
favorite.
For anyone that doesn't know, they were basically the same thing. They were a 4-player beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up. But £1 a go, it came out in 1991.
It's £1 a go. Yeah. But now available on Arcade 1-Up, so you can go and buy the actual cabinet.
Thank God I didn't live in Essex at that point. Sounds like you were being ripped off by that. But then,
I had my first memory would have been, it would have been Bart versus the Space Mutants on the Amstrad. I think
that was the first home game, I think.
Yeah, that was my first memory. And then I had Simpsons Bart's Nightmare on the Super Nintendo. Which
my first home. Well, yeah, I mean, because of the simple, cartoonish look of the Simpsons, it's always translated very well graphically. I think even my first home game was Bart at Camp Deadly, which was Game Boy, and although the graphics for the Game Boy were actually pretty good, it was a very simple platforming game. Tough as anything, but but it's still, it looked really good even on the Game Boy. And in the NES, the first one, Bart versus Space Mutants, it looks, back in those days, even though you look at it now going, that looks rubbish, we would have looked at that and gone, oh my God, it's like looking at the cartoon. And we would have thought it was absolutely amazing graphics.
The Game Boy games were fantastic, weren't they? It was like really good.
They were very simple. Well, that one was very simple, the one at Camp Deadly. But as I said, it was really tough. I think I did complete it once after about like 300 tries. But yeah, no, it was very. You had to be very precise with the jumping. It was like pixel. Some of the jumps were pixel timing, with perfect timing. It's a game that nowadays, back then, if I was reviewing it, I probably would have given it a 6 out of 10 kind of thing. I didn't play the other one, which was Bart versus the Juggernauts.
Never played
Juggernauts. I don't actually know how it was received. I'm just having a look now. Oh, no, it's okay. 7s and 8s out of 10s on. Oh, somebody gave it 45% apparently. But yeah, so.
Yeah, Virtual Bart. That was another game. That was on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. I think.
Again, did you have that? Because that was more of an experience as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I downloaded it. Like I have owned it, but I downloaded it to play on a ROM. Very clever graphics, I have to say. Really, really impressive.
I'm just looking at the reception of that. Yeah, that very mixed reviews. It got 39 out of 100 from Total, but 67 from M Games. But then Super Gamer gave it 78 out of 100. So yeah, bit mixed.
I think graphically that was the good point of it, but
it's another one that I played it on a ROM, and obviously it would have come with an instruction book that you read, and it just obviously you don't get an instruction book with a ROM, so you just start it up and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I meant to do? And it's mini games, isn't it? So not good, but yeah, graphically it was okay. But it's definitely near the bottom of the pile for me because I just didn't know what I was doing.
Talking of not so good games, Simpsons Wrestling, that's another one which I played on PlayStation 1. I think I had it on.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was, you'd go through, there was like a massive difficulty in terms of increase, right? Yeah, so you could go through most of the fights quite easily, and then you'd get to Mr. Burns, and it would just become like very, very difficult. It wasn't like a gradual incline. You'd have to fight Smithers as well as Mr. Burns. I think you mainly fought Smithers. It was a long time, and it was, you just weren't prepared for it because it didn't like sort of gradually sort of build you up to it. It's just like, wow, now it's just coming to like, it went from being
you can fight Lisa, and then you can fight what's the Arnie version? What's the
Van something, isn't it? Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah, it's like the equivalent of playing Bluey, really easy, and then switching to a From Software game. It was like,
Eldon Simpsons. It didn't get very favourable reviews. Game Informer gave it 2 out of 10. EGM gave it 3.17 out of 10. That's very specific, isn't it?
I think they got the 1.7.
IGN gave it 1 out of 10. Wow. Ooh. But yeah, it was not. Ooh. Blimey. The game was widely panned by critics and has since been considered to be one of the worst video games of all time, though the audio track was praised. Yeah, I've never played it, but it's a fully 3D cel-shaded game on the PS1, so the PS1 probably struggled with the graphics, I can imagine, as well.
What one was that?
The Simpsons Wrestling.
Oh, but there's the other shaded one, that was the actual Simpsons game based on the movie, and that was the same sort of setup as well, wasn't it?
That was quite good.
Was
That was 360 and
that PS2 or
PS3.
those?
PS3
PS2,
and
PS3, PSP,
Yeah.
Xbox 360, Nintendo DS, and Wii.
Is that the last Simpsons game ever made? I can't think of any Simpsons games.
Mobile. Yes. Other than mobile games, yes.
So we've gone almost 20 years without a Simpsons game.
The Simpsons game came out in 2007. There's been re-releases of things like the Simpsons Arcade, but I believe the Simpsons Arcade, the mobile version, was panned for being not very good.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was nothing like the original either. So we did have a PS3 and Xbox 360 HD remix that came out, no longer available.
Yes, got delisted, didn't it?
Yeah. However, I have just found a new Simpsons game. It's unofficial. It's a
I was
French
going to
game.
say it must be unofficial.
Yeah. Now, you're all going to love this. It's called Simpsons 3D Springfield, and essentially, Homer's donuts have gone missing, and you are Bart Simpson. You have a gun, and you have to go around shooting people
Nice.
to find the donuts. So I'm going to send you the link because I think you'll enjoy it. So there's the link.
Am I going to be like sending data to China when I click on this link?
It is possible. But essentially, you're running around. You can see Homer Simpson having a mare. It's a very, very basic setup, but yeah,
It's on mini play.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That sounds like interested in sort of, oh my god, this is terrible.
Well, graphically, yeah.
I mean, there has to be. I mean, they must know that there's a call out for a remake or a sequel to Hit and Run, because I don't know whether it succeeded when it came out in terms of financially, but since then it's become a like almost and I think people realise just how good it was to have a game like that on the PS2.
Yeah.
There's a person that has remade the game or is remaking the game for modern devices. I don't know whether they've had a cease and desist yet. It all depends on whether they release it for free or not, probably. Try and make money out of it. But yeah, it's when you get rubbish like the South Park game that came out recently, why not just stick with something that you know is good if it's given to the right developer?
Has the Simpsons though had its day? I mean, are we?
Oh, the cartoon is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Yeah.
No, I mean it's darker. It's more like South Park in its humor nowadays, which I find hilarious. But yeah, maybe it's just had.
It's just not as clever as it used to be. Nowhere near as clever. I mean, some of the clips and quotes from your sort of series 8s and 12s and 9s and whatnot. Because what are they up to, about series 33 now? Something like that.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. And it's just and especially when you get into rubbish like the mobile things that are just all they are buy this and you could do this thing faster, and they're just microtransaction things. No thanks.
No.
Yeah.
I think
Simpsons are owned by Disney now, aren't they?
They're Fox. So Fox TV was bought, and 20th Century Fox was bought by Disney. So yeah,
maybe they might appear at Kingdom Hearts game or something.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Matt Groening said he wanted to have enough episodes so you never saw a repeat within 1 year cycle before he would finish it off. So
they've passed that ages ago. They're like, haven't they had 1,000 episodes so far?
I don't know, but
I've got to look that up now.
obviously he's got Futurama, which is back again more episodes.
See, I really like Futurama.
I love Futurama. And then what's that one on Netflix, the medieval one, which was really dark?
Yeah, well, that I watched the first series and I'm just like, no. I know 768 episodes they're at with
I
Simpsons.
thought it'd be more than that.
I thought it was more than that. I thought
Considering they've been going since 1989, you'd have thought they would have.
Well, I thought that they'd had the 800th episode
Guess not.
thing, but it must be 700th episode, or maybe 750.
So did any of you Do the Bartman?
Did I buy it?
I would have been pretty young, I think, when that
Did
came out.
Batman? Did Batman?
I think you were still sperm at that point.
Did Batman?
I love that song. But there was an album.
Well, it was only Sky, wasn't it? We didn't have Sky, so I didn't really see.
I was alive. I was definitely alive when it came out. Just very young.
Very long. So you had. There was an album that was released with it. I bought the single. I remember it being at number 1 for a very long time, which was quite shocking.
1990 album.
It was actually written by Michael Jackson. Did you know that? He wasn't credited for it. He wasn't allowed to be, but he wrote the song. So
why not be allowed to be?
Some contract thing with Sony. He wasn't allowed to be credited, so that's why it went down as not him. But yeah, he wrote it.
Well, he wrote a song, didn't it?
He wrote that one. He wrote that, Lisa, It's Your Birthday, and
he was in that. Was he in that episode, Lisa?
Well, It's Your Birthday? That was another one. I think that he wasn't. They didn't. They said it was a. They said it was a sound alike for many years until eventually they went. Yeah, it was because because he was dead.
Wasn't him singing it, but I do have the original that he did sing on. I do have that somewhere.
Lisa, it's your birthday. God, people don't listen to this to hear us sing, but still, Lisa, it's your birthday.
God bless you this day.
That's actually a really good episode. That
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Monorail was my favourite.
Monorail.
Lisa needs glasses. No, Lisa needs braces. That's that one, isn't it? Yeah,
that's the one.
Trying to think of my favourite episode. There's so many. I haven't watched The Simpsons for about 5 years, but I used to watch it really.
It's got to be. It's got to be the episode. Control your eyes. There might be somebody cutting onions. The one where it's the flashback of having Lisa, or no, for Maggie, having Maggie, and he quits the power plant, and then he finds out they're having a third child, and he has to crawl back, and Mr. Burns puts up the sign saying, "Don't forget, you're here forever," or something like that, and he puts pictures of Maggie over all of it, and it says, "Remember, do it for her." Oh.
No.
And as a dad, you sort of watch that and go, "Yep." You'd do that. You'd crawl through a little dog flap to make sure that they're all right. Kind of thing. But yeah, it's a bit like the Futurama episode with the dog, isn't it?
Oh, that was a lovely episode.
And he chooses not to bring him back because he had a happy life. And he didn't miss him at all, and it flashes back to all he did was sit outside and grow old and die outside the pizzeria waiting for him. Oh God! I'm sorry. I just need a minute.
In happier news, I had the Simpsons screensaver on my PC at the time.
Back in the days when you needed
compact
screensavers.
Yeah, and it used to be Homer and Sideshow Bob and Krusty would walk onto the screen, and the and then you had Grandpa coming on trying to tell his war stories as well. That was another one. So you used to be able to go in the pound shop and buy those. Do you remember?
Because that was the style at the time. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. There was some, screensavers. You used to get shareware screensavers, didn't you? Where you could download them for free, but then to use them, you had to pay, and obviously nobody ever did really. But then, you could get the the discs in bargain buckets in your software in your computer stores.
Yeah.
But I remember, there's quite a few things like that. And wasn't there a Simpsons cartoon studio as well on PC?
I think there was. Yeah.
Simpsons cartoon studio. Yep, there we go. Hang on. Simpsons Cartoon Studio is a design program for making Simpsons episodes. Came out in 1996. So I can't imagine it was particularly. I've got a feeling there was a demo of that you could download as well. But obviously, being in the dial-up years, it would have been quite limited.
1 million years later.
Well, apparently, generally received positive reviews. So, yeah. It was CD-ROM. So, back in those days, the fact that you had CD-ROMs meant that suddenly audio, like speech in games, didn't sound like somebody who had a hairdryer behind the person speaking.
Maybe they should do a new one with today's technology.
Yeah, it's AI technology.
I think a lot of people would like to create their own Simpsons episode.
Well, I think if you go on certain dodgy websites, there are plenty of cartoons with the Simpsons in.
There's also
not that I'd know, but
of course not. No. You can also turn yourself into a Simpsons character. There is a few websites to do that on.
Yeah,
I feel like we should post those on our Facebook page.
Yeah, is this one of these things where it'll do it for free for a day or have a big watermark on it?
Yeah, I'm happy with a watermark.
Self into a Simpsons character. Oh, custom Simpsons portrait unique. No, I don't want to. Oh, God. Simpsonize me. There we go. Apparently, is that still going?
For money.
I didn't know that was 50% off. Yeah, okay. Turn me yellow. Yes, there you go. You can actually. So people upload your photos, and then you can do it for $15. Does that mean somebody manually does it, or do they just use AI? Because let's face it, you could probably go on to Bing nowadays and Copilot and say, please, could you create a Simpsons version of me, or a yellow cartoon version of me? I'd say I'm a 46-year-old male with beard and scruffy hair and glasses. There you are. And it would probably do a perfect version.
Probably would.
In fact, actually, the person on the sample of Simpsonize Me pretty much looks like a version of me, just without glasses. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, if you're looking at that as well, but yeah. So terrible. We've done terrible Simpsons games, haven't we? And we've done some of the best ones.
Just check with Tom or Duncan, but I know Tom's a collector of things. Is there any special Simpsons consoles or controllers out there?
Yes.
Oh, none that I own that I can think of.
It's bound to have been some kind of link up.
There's not a SNES box with the Simpsons on it.
No, there wasn't ever one of those. I'm sure there's a Simpsons controller that was made.
For Simpsons Xbox 360 console.
Yeah, I think it was for the Simpsons game.
There's a PSP as well. Yeah, it's an Xbox 360 and it's yellow and it's got Homer's from his eyes upwards on the side. So it's a Simpsons movie. It's got on the front of it.
Oh, there was a Simpsons PlayStation 2 controller, which was a Lisa Simpson pink controller with Lisa Simpson on it,
and a PS2 Simpsons game PS2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in answer to your question, yes, there's been quite a few.
There has been, but
generally yellow.
none that I own. Put it that way. So
I can imagine Oh, it's a fan commission here. Somebody's done a Super Nintendo Charmers, and it's basically Superintendent Chalmers.
The Game
on
Boy
the
actually
on the console.
featured. Yeah, the Game Boy actually featured in The Simpsons as well, in one of the early episodes.
Oh, there's quite. I mean, I did find a list of video games in The Simpsons for the quiz, and yeah, I mean they've had Punch Out versions, like City Builder game like equivalents, all sorts of games that they parodied. And then, but the most infamous one was probably the Lee Carvalho one. That was just brilliant. That was brilliant episode. I'm just looking
Just
at what
found
else.
a Game Boy game called Bart and the Beanstalk.
Yeah, there was about 3 or 4 Game Boy ones. Probably the worst game I've played was the Itchy and Scratchy one, which was just a terrible Super Nintendo platforming game.
Right.
Just it wasn't good at all. there was nothing good about it.
Go a little bit off subject, but talking of video games in cartoons, have any of you seen the South Park one where they do the World of Warcraft episode in South Park?
Oh, now the 2 games, that were released, so you got Stick of Truth and the whole what was it called? The second one, the Truth, the Stick of Truth and Butthole, Whole Butthole, something.
Yeah.
What's the second one called? Oh God. Anyway, and the second one, those ones, they're all based on the fantasy stuff, isn't it?
But there's a whole episode where it's like it's based on an MMORPG, and if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. It was really funny. Cartman ends up essentially Cartman is sat there and he has a bucket underneath him because he just doesn't get off the game, and his mum brings him. It's
that's the whole image, isn't it? Where he sits, he's fat and he's playing against the other guy that's
he's killing everyone in the game.
Yeah, it's the guy with the glasses and the bald head.
It's called Make Love, Not Warcraft. So
yeah, I do love it. I do love South Park. I mean, if I remember rightly, they do actually have clips of. Do they have actual clips of Warcraft, or is it a made-up game that they put in it in the end? I think they actually have actual clips from Warcraft.
Clips. Yeah,
that's so good.
Is South Park even still going?
Yeah, South Park's still going. What they do now, they come out with specials. So it'll be like 3 or 4 episodes that are one story. But yeah, they're definitely going. But the problem is they're all released on Paramount Plus now, which
no one has.
No one has in this country. I don't know if it's popular in the US, but I think other than people who are desperate to see Star Trek, I don't. Yeah, nobody really bothers. it's okay, but yeah,
it's on Netflix, so why bother?
Yeah, but they're slowly. As contracts run out, they won't put them on there anymore. Or it'll be, you can watch Star Trek: The Next Generation, but you can only watch Series 1 and Series 6, and that's it, or whatever it is. Or you can watch Voyager, but you can only have episodes 2 to 6 in Series 4.
Boys and girls, never ever watch pirated movies or pirated streaming unless you need to watch those series, of course.
I mean, it really annoys me with BBC iPlayer. There are some programs that they've got every single episode, like QI. You can watch any episode you want of QI from start to finish, and the latest ones. And yet, something like Would I Lie to You? You can watch about 3 episodes from about 4 different series, even though there's been about 20 series of it. So I mean, it's all to do with whether they're made direct by the BBC or by a third party, and who has the rights and all this kind of thing. But yeah, it's the
At
same
least you
thing.
can watch all the Doctor Who's.
Yes. I'm going through Doctor Who with my son at the moment because we watched all the new ones. We watched all of the Jodie Whittaker ones, and then the new ones. I can't remember his name, and Kuti Gatwa or something. So yeah, we watched the new ones. He was like, "Oh, I want to watch some more," and I'm like, "Okay, we'll have to start from the beginning. Do you want to start from the reboot beginning or the black and white beginning?" And he's like, newer beginning." Okay, that's probably
So
good.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, so we're on Christopher Eccleston at the moment. We're about episode 5 or 6.
I never
Not
liked him.
He was good, but yeah, I mean, he was.
He didn't want to be typecast, did he? So that's why.
So he quit after one series, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
I mean, David Tennant and Matt Smith were great.
Well, yeah, you got arguably the best.
But it's the best writing as well, I think. David Tennant had. Peter Capaldi was just let down by poor stories. I think he would have been a good one if he'd had better Doctor Who's. But
I think this new one is slowly. I think it's going to do something quite special.
Is it? Well, I think isn't it Stephen Moffat? Is it who's come back?
Yeah.
Or was it Russell T Davies? Yeah, it's Stephen Moffat who's come back, hasn't it? And suddenly it's much better. It's like, go figure. Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit biased to Jodie Whittaker because she gave my brother knows her. So for when I got married, I got a congratulations picture from her.
Oh,
I haven't watched any since Matt Smith. That was the last one, so I didn't.
It is Peter Capaldi ones are a bit of a slog for me.
Or Jodie Whittaker ones, so.
Yeah, she was good, but again, it was all. It sounded like she was trying to act for that rather than go, right, we got Jodie Whittaker, let's write it for Jodie Whittaker. It sounded more like they had a story and then fitted her around it.
Yeah. There was too many companions as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a bit for us. Although they were good. I thought John Bishop was good. Which I was quite surprised about. I thought he's a stand-up comic, he's not an actor. And he was quite good. And then at the end you had the fact that she was she in love with what's her name? I can't remember a lot or not. I don't know. It's just like, oh, okay. I never even realised that they were meant to be romantic.
I think that it started to go quite woke from that point, and I think the one thing they missed
that term.
Well, it is true. But I think at that stage they missed the point of Doctor Who. But Doctor Who was never meant to be anything. I just didn't. I'm like, oh, are we meant to have been like is this meant to have been a love story? Because I didn't get that they were in love with each other until about the last but one episode, and then suddenly at the end it's meant to be this big dramatic thing that they're not going to see each other again. It's like, oh. All right, okay, couldn't care less. Yeah. Whereas, sort of your whole David Tennant dying kind of thing was a big emotional event, and they weren't even in love, kind of thing. What's her name? What's her name? Redhead, Catherine Tate. And Billy Piper.
Yeah, Billy Piper, Bad Wolf, and all that. That was pretty good.
Are there any Doctor Who video games, just to bring it back to?
We have digressed a bit, haven't we?
We focus on Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there has been. There is some
game on the Wii, apparently.
Yeah, there's been some. They've never been big budget ones though.
No. They had a VR one, didn't they? The Doctor Who VR. Actually, that VR game was really scary. In parts. Yeah.
Well, was it based on Blink?
Best episode ever. Yes, there were aspects of it. Yeah, there were.
Yeah, do you know the first video game for Doctor Who was 1983 on the BBC Micro?
I know.
Wow.
I own it. I don't own a Micro, but I've got the game. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So if you want to play one at the moment, which I'm pretty sure there was one released recently. Yeah, Doctor Who Lost in Time was on Android and iOS, but the last home one in 2021, Doctor Who: The Lonely Assassins, is available on is on Android, iOS, and all home consoles. So the fact that it's on Android and iOS tells me it's probably not very good.
Yeah, I'm just reading the reviews for the Wii one. It says 1 out of 10. It's one of the worst games I've ever played. They also stated that the graphics look like a PlayStation or Nintendo 64 game, and that the player spends as much time trying to see the enemies as trying to avoid them.
Oh
And
dear.
then there's
Clearly, that
stuff.
reviewer has never played Pitfall. Pit Fighter, sorry.
Just having a look at the Edge of Reality video game is on. Let's have a look. See if there's a reception, how well it was received. No, that's a walkthrough. I don't want a walkthrough. I want. No, that's
one reviewer said avoid like it's a Dalek whose point you just killed.
Was that Return to Earth? That one.
Well, Doctor Who the Reality Metacritic is 37%. So that's the most recent home
Doctor
game.
Who The Eternity Clock with Matt Smith was in it. That was on PS3.
2012 that came out. That was
on the PS Vita as well.
PC, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. Again, reception an average review score of 39 out of 100. Yeah.
But the Edge of Time game on the VR, PlayStation VR, was fantastic. Really, really good.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And difficult. And in part, quite scary. So if you ever get a chance to play it, it's worth doing.
You could get Doctor Who costumes on Fall Guy as well. Get you Fall Guys.
Doctor Who: The Edge of Time. That's the one. It is available on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 as well, but it is available on the Oculus Quest 2.
What rating did it get?
I'm just having a look. Hang on. Give me a sec, and I will let you know. 52 on Metacritic. So user score 6.7, so a little higher. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, if you want to play a Doctor Who game, just lower your expectations. That's if you want to play a good game based on a TV show, go for Simpsons. Don't go for Doctor Who.
There was one called Dalek Attack, which was released in 1992 as a platformer created by Alternative Software for the Spectrum, Commodore 64 and Amiga, and various other systems. Apparently it was very good. So an absolute must for Doctor Who fans. There we are.
Yeah, I mean the usual brilliant cover art. That's some fantastic cover art, that is. Yeah. It's like a Dalek at front and centre with the... Oh, what's the Dalek's master guy called? The one that's got the metal thing on his head with the pointy nose and pretty ugly guy. That's
I know you mean.
Yeah, Stavros.
Yeah.
Stavros. Hello, I'm in charge of the Daleks. All right. So for anyone that thinks I'm being racist, that was a look up Harry Enfield's Stavros.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Well, there was a Lego Dimension. Love that. I'm going to watch that after this. There was a Lego Dimensions game which had a Doctor Who level in it. That was quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some crossover kind of things and whatnot, but generally they're not great.
No.
There isn't the budget there. I mean, even making the TV show, I heard that the budget actually is pretty poor nowadays. They don't give it that much money to play with. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I'd still say go for Simpsons games, even though we haven't had one for 17 years.
You never know. We're due to get one more movie, aren't we? So
What, Simpsons movie?
Yeah, they want to do one more movie. So hopefully, off the back of that, we'll get some more games.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the first movie. It was, people complained that it was just like a really long episode. It's like, isn't that the same with any movie about anything? It's like a really long TV episode. Yeah.
The South Park movie.
that
South Park movie is good, isn't it? The South Park music. South Park is a musical, though, isn't it? So it's,
and it was just the way that they just went, oh, obviously this is something on the TV. We can't swear. And then just swore at every possible opportunity.
We never got a Family Guy movie, did we?
No. Would that translate to a movie? I don't know.
They've done like specials, haven't they? They've done a Star Wars one.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Blue Harvest, the Blue Harvest episode. Yeah, there was. I think there's been about 3 of them, hasn't there?
And we've had Family Guy games as well, haven't we?
Yeah, but they were terrible.
Never played. The Futurama game was really good. If any of you played the Futurama game,
I never played
that. That was good on the.
That third-person shooter, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, PS2 maybe.
It was that sort of, PS2. Yeah. I think I had it on the Xbox when I had it, but
never played it myself. But yeah, I heard it was okay. Yeah, I mean, but the Family Guy one, I have played that. It was PS2
PS3
or PS3, was it?
Xbox original and PS3.
I played it on emulation. And yeah, I just got bored of it in the end because it was the same kind of things over and over and over again. Even though, and you'd have characters just saying the same things over and over and over again. Ugh, that's why. What things like Simpsons and Family Guy, point and click game, or get Supermassive Games to make it, or Quantic Dreams. Now, granted, Quantic Dreams would turn it into some dark, cartoon noir kind of thing, but no, yeah, make a proper sort of funny voiced story based game. That'd be amazing.
Many games that have come from TV programs that are good, are they? I think
no
video games going on becoming TV programs works better with Fallout and The Last of Us.
Yes, well, it's just started to do that. We've got Borderlands coming out this month in the movies. And there's going to be a Fallout Season 2. The Last of Us Season 2 is coming out at some point in the next 12 months, I think. Don't quote me when. But yeah, so yeah, it's some good TV gaming going on. Gaming TV. Is it gaming TV or TV gaming? All right. Either way. So, conclusion. Simpsons games, best one. And we all agreed it's hit and run.
Yeah. Or the arcade.
Arcade, though, I'm thinking it's good, but it's got good memories.
Yeah.
And it is a good game, not that it's a bad game. Worst one, Tom?
Bart versus the Space Mutants on the Amstrad 464 green screen.
Oh, God.
Because you couldn't see the homework, so you didn't know what you were doing.
Martin, worst one?
Well, I haven't played that many, but the ones I've played, probably the rest of them one, but I still enjoyed bits of it, but looking back, it wasn't great.
Yeah, no, it didn't review well, did it? No. Anyway, so what else have we got? We got on this day, what happened this day? Well, I did say there was one I saw. 25 years, so a quarter of a century is Shenmue. The one that's spelled Shenmue. 25 years ago, 1999. Now, I owned that. And when it came out, that game was just the most amazing piece of software I'd ever encountered. And it was 100 out of 100. You lived in a village or in a town. You went to work. You had fight scenes. You had mini games. You had games that you could play in there, like arcades and whatnot. It was just, there was nothing like it. I mean, you look at it now and you go, but yeah, there's things like the Yakuza games which are better. There's the Shenmue 3 that's been done and whatnot. But back in 1999 and 2000, oh, that was so good. It was so good. Anyway,
Graphically.
on my system. Graphically as well. Graphically, the games, it was a bit slow. Your character had to slow, but I mean, you went to work as a forklift driver and drove a forklift.
What else?
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Duncan. It was a shit game. Okay.
Did you play it when it came out?
Yes, it was shit then. It's still shit today. And the recent one as well is equally shit. However, graphically, it was phenomenal and worth it just to watch the graphics. But
I loved it. I loved it. I did complete it, but I never bought Shenmue 2 because I think I couldn't afford it at the time. So.
All I'm going to say to you, Duncan, is I've got a soothing animal face mask here. God knows what it is. And I'm going to come around your house and slap you with it.
Hang on. I've got so many questions here. Is that a face mask that's in the shape of an animal, or is it a face mask for an animal?
Let's have a read. It says, soothing animal face mask made of cucumber extract, paraben-free and gluten-free. Like you're going to eat it. But it doesn't tell me any more than that.
I'm not sure. Is it for animals or just in the shape of an animal?
And it's definitely for a person because it's got a woman's face.
Is your dog going to be testing it out in a bit?
Not where he's laying. But anyway, I'm going to come around and slap you with this because it's a shit game.
No, it's not. No, I completely disagree with you there. It was absolutely brilliant. Now, granted, it has not aged well. Absolutely has not aged well. Because it's
weirdly though, the Xbox version has aged worse than the Dreamcast version.
I didn't even know there was an Xbox version.
Yeah,
but I did have it on the Dreamcast, and I like Duncan. I thought for the time, 1999.
Oh look! Metacritic, Shenmue, Dreamcast, 89%, 89. Shenmue 2,
they only voted that on graphics,
80%. Yeah, so Shenmue 2, Xbox got less than Dreamcast version. So yeah. It didn't age very well, did it? Even though that was pretty much at the same time.
And what was the one that was released recently? They finished it, didn't they?
Shenmue 3. Basically, they had to kickstart it, and Sony basically finished off they went, oh, we want about £10 million or something, whatever currency. And Sony came along and went, yeah, we'll fund it. And so they sort of went, oh, okay, we've got the 10 million, but yeah, if you want to give us more, feel free. So hence why it came out on PlayStation originally only. So they were like, yeah, we'll fund it as long as it comes out on PlayStation first. But I think they promised it on PC.
Again, very graphically, very impressive,
but that one did review as well. It reviewed as sort of as dated.
Which I suppose it is if you think of when it first came out. So.
I mean, if you think about it, since then you've had GTA 4, the Saints Row games. You've had, if you want the story games, you've had things like Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, and all that kind of thing. You've had lots of RPGs and whatnot. So, and also, I suppose for things like driving the forklift, you've had all the work simulation games. So, yeah, it hasn't aged well. But at the time, I would totally, I think I would be in the majority in saying it was very good, very good. It's not obviously not for everybody though, Tom.
No, this is the truth. This is the truth.
Well, I hope I don't get slapped with any kind of dog thing, especially if there's a dog in it. Although it's got a picture of a dog on it, so I'm thinking it's just a dog-shaped mask. But
Could be. I don't think that's something women should be wearing, really. I mean, yeah, I think it could come with that.
I was going to say, is your other half going to be like, are you trying to say something here, Tom?
I didn't buy it. Thank God.
So, right. Yeah. So that was 25 years ago, Shenmue first came out. So, a quarter of a century. That's pretty good. And Tom, one for you. 21 years ago, Silent Hill 3 came out.
Oh, another terrible game.
Was that okay? I haven't played number 3. I only played 1 and 2, and I think since then I've never actually played 1 all the way through.
Yeah. 2 is by far the best, in my opinion.
Oh my goodness, 38 years ago. Bubble Bobble and Rampage came out on the same day. My God, that would have been a good arcade to have both of them.
Great games.
I had Rampage on the Spectrum. It was a terrible version when you played the arcade versions. But I mean, what was it to love? You were controlling giant animals that climbed up buildings and smashed them while eating people to get health back.
I had it on the SNES. I remember. Yeah, did I have it on the SNES?
I had it on the Nintendo 64. Right.
Yeah.
There's been all sorts of versions, hasn't there? The like revamps and reboots and 3D versions and 2D versions and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh, I had it on the game.
A movie with The Rock.
That was a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
Which one? Rampage. Oh, Rampage movie. Yes, I have seen that. It's completely and utterly stupid, completely brainless, and so therefore good fun if you turn your brain off. But yeah, it was a terrible film. But if you turn if you turn your brain off, it's ridiculously stupidly fun. But that's the same with a lot of these rock films and all these CGI heavy things. Turn your brain off.
I had Rampage on the Hit Squad collection on the Amstrad. It's a very pretty looking game, actually.
What else have we got? Oh, Rare Replay. Rare Replay came out on Xbox One 9 years ago. Hang on, that would have been the Xbox One version, wouldn't it? Because that came out on the 360, I think, didn't it? Or did it? No, it didn't. No, that came out on just the Xbox One. Because it had Xbox 360 games on it, I believe. Yeah, because it had Cameo on it, which was the Xbox 360 game. Oh, so many good games. Fall Guys came out 4 years ago. Grandia 2, 24 years. Oh, blimey. Some of these things making me feel old. Then again, I'm just getting up in the morning makes me feel old.
It's also the 20th anniversary of the PSP release.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't like the nubbin joystick with the PSP. I thought it was meh, and it was. It wasn't very good. I used to play everything with the D-pad. How old do you think the original Streets of Rage is? On August the 2nd,
1990.
Oh, so close.
1991.
It was 1991. Blimey, 33 years ago. That's crazy.
First game I completed, I reckon.
Yeah. Was that the one where? Was that the one where you had to fight the person at the end, or was that number 2?
Well, you fight people and everyone, didn't you?
No,
at the end
of it, you have to fight. You fight the boss, or before you fight the boss, you have to fight your partner. I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Is that number 1 or was that number 2?
On the original, on the first one, he asks you if you want to join them, and you say yes or no. If you say no, then you fight him.
That's it.
If you say yes, they just send you back to like level 6. And you got like. I thought maybe like you'd become like a bad guy or something, and that they just
Just make you do it all again.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You say no.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of Double Dragon. That's what I'm thinking of. Double Dragon, at the end, it makes you, the brothers that are in the game, fight each other. Which is pretty bad. Hey, did either of you two play Clash of Clans?
I haven't. No, I have not.
No. 12 bloody years old that game is. 12 years. Still going strong. You don't get very many mobile games that are still going after that long. Blimey.
Well, here's one game that's going to make you feel very, very old, and it may be a game that neither of you remember. And then after that, I'm going to have to skip out. We've had a baby emergency.
Well, we're coming to the end anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, 37 years ago, Rad Racer was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
That was the scooter one, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. My goodness, 37 years ago.
Yeah.
That must be the NES.
That was the NES, yeah.
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 Oh,
Definitely doesn't make me feel old because it was before I was born. So,
if anything, it makes you feel younger. Well, I think on that note, seeing as we've got baby emergencies going on, we'll call it a day because we have been going on for an hour and 20 minutes. Hope everybody's enjoyed listening to this episode 55, and yeah, we will see you next episode for we don't know what yet, but I'm sure it'll be something. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, review, and all that. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, me. Thank you, Martin. And on that note, till next week. Bye.
Bye.